Hi everyone, welcome to Sunrise Stretch. My name is Amber Lankford. I'm going to be running you through your stretches today. To start, we're going to be beginning with standing stretches, and then we're going to be moving down to the ground to end with some floor stretches as well. So if you haven't already, I'd recommend rolling out your yoga mat or moving to a softer, more comfortable surface. Let's get started. We're going to begin first. We're just going to stand with our feet about hip width apart. And we're going to begin with stretching out our wrists. So I want you to take your hands and I want you to place your fingers and palms together. From here, we're going to bring our elbows out wide, dropping our wrists down, flexing and extending. Our shoulders are pulling away from our ears, and we're just lightly pushing into our hands, giving a little bit of feedback. The lower you drop your wrists down, the more of a stretch, the more extension you're going to have. You should feel a nice stretch down your forearms. Taking nice big breaths, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Go ahead and shift your hands over to your right side. Still making sure your palms and your fingers are pressed together. So get a little bit more of a stretch on that right side. More deep breaths. And shift both hands over to your left side, deepening that stretch on your left forearm. Two more breaths. And relax your hands. We're going to do some circles, so I want you to lace your fingers together. And we're just going to have our hands in a comfortable position right in front of our body. I want you to do 3 circles in each direction. And we're going to start by bringing our hands over to the right, rolling them down towards the floor, over to the left, and then back towards your body, and repeat. We're going for a nice range of motion, taking it nice and slow. Getting those wrists warmed up for our day. And rolling back in the opposite direction towards your body, to the left, down to the ground, and over to the right. Last circle here. And release your hands. We're going to do a chest opener next. So I want you to lace your fingers behind your back. Your palms are facing up to the ceiling. And we're just going to slowly straighten our arms, opening up that chest. Shoulders pull away from our ears. Lifting that chin slightly up in the air. Two more deep breaths. Now holding this position with our arms, we're going to drop our right ear down to our right shoulder, adding a neck stretch. Lifting your head up and rolling it over to that left side. Should feel a nice stretch down that right side of your neck here. And bring your head back up to center, releasing those fingers. We're going to get our back warmed up next. So I want you to start with your feet about shoulder width apart. You can have a soft knee bend here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do some roll downs. We're going to do 4 roll downs in total today, starting first by tucking our chin down, rounding that upper back, reaching your hands down your thighs. Our goal is to try to get all the way down to the floor. That's not very easy, so only going as far as you can while feeling a nice stretch. Once you've reached the end of your range of motion, inhale and exhale, slowly rolling back up, trying to stack one vertebrae on top of the other. Your head is the last thing to come up. Inhale at the top and exhale, rolling back down, repeating, trying to get a little bit lower each repetition, taking it nice and slow so we can really exaggerate that rounding of the spine. Inhale and exhale, rolling back up. Inhale and exhale, rolling down. Inhaling at the bottom and exhale, rolling back up. We're going to do one more here. Inhale and exhale, chin drops to chest, upper back round, mid back, low back round. Inhaling at the bottom and exhale back up one last time. Good. Next, you're going to keep your feet in the same spot, about shoulder width apart. We're going to lace our fingers together, palms are facing up to the ceiling, arms are straight, and we're going to reach up towards the ceiling, getting as much reach as we can. And then we're going to make a C shape with our body, bringing both hands over to the right side, opening up our left lat, left side body here. 2 more deep breaths. And bringing hands up, reach tall once again. And then bringing both hands over to that left side, opening up that right side body. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Bringing hands back up to center, reaching tall, unlacing those fingers and bringing your hands back down to your sides. We're going to transition into a standing lunge next. For our standing lunge, if you need to, you can walk over and use a wall, the back of your chair or your desk for some support if balance is a little bit tricky for you. From your standing position, we're going to take our left leg first and we're going to step back, right knee bends. We're going to start with our hips facing forward and we're going to press them forward, deepening that lunge. We're opening up that left hip flexor here. If you'd like more of a calf stretch as well, you can shift back and make sure that your left heel is pressing into the ground. That will give you both a calf stretch and a hip flexor stretch here. Trying to sink a little bit deeper with each exhale. We're going to lift both arms up to shoulder height, and we're going to take our right hand and we're going to reach back, turning to the right, opening up, and reaching those hands in those opposite directions, looking over that right shoulder. We're going to hold here, trying to get a little bit more rotation with each exhale. Inhale and exhale, bringing your right hand back to center, dropping those hands and bringing both feet back together. We're going to repeat on the other side. Right leg is stepping back into that lunge. Hips are facing forward and bringing them forward, opening up that right hip flexor here. Chest stays nice and tall. Back leg is straight. Remember, you can support yourself on a wall, the back of your chair, or a desk, whatever you have available to you at this time. One more inhale and exhale, lifting our hands up. We're going to rotate in the opposite direction. Left arm reaches back, rotating to the left, looking over your left shoulder, reaching out as far as you can. Inhale and exhale, return your arms back to center, dropping them down to your sides and bringing both feet together. We are going to go ahead and have a seat on the ground. Take your time. We're in no rush here. Once you're seated, I want you to have both legs straight out in front of you. We're going to start with our feet together. Chest is sitting up nice and tall. And we're going to take our right leg and we're just going to cross it over our left leg, trying to cross it above our knee. The higher up our foot is, the more of a stretch we'll get. If that's too challenging, you can just cross it closer to your ankle. That's fine too. But we're just going to hold, bringing both hands to the top of your shin, sitting up nice and tall. We're just trying to pull our leg as close to our chest as possible. Two more deep breaths. Taking our right hand, we're going to release our shin and we're going to reach back, rotating over our right leg and looking over our shoulder. Two more deep breaths. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. On that last exhale, return back to center. Go ahead and uncross your legs, straightening that right leg out. We're going to repeat on that left side, bringing that left leg up, crossing it over our right. Both hands are holding the top of our shin, and we're just pulling our leg as close to our body as possible. Chest is sitting up nice and tall. Shoulders are pulling away from our ears. Even though we're stretching our legs, we're also still working on our seated posture here. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. One more deep breath. Taking our left hand and reaching back, rotating over that left leg and looking over your shoulder. Trying to get as much rotation through that spine as possible. One more inhale and exhale, returning to center. Uncross your legs. We're going to bring both knees up, feet together, knees together to start. Our hands are just going to be off to the side behind us, and we're going to start first by bringing both knees down to the ground, over onto that left side. From here, we're going to bring our right leg back, pushing it behind us. Your legs should be in 90-degree angles, and we're going to reach our right hand back behind us and try to sit up nice and tall. This is going to be a little bit challenging. We're working on some hip openers here. So we're working both that external rotation and that internal rotation. Depending on how you normally sit, one might be more challenging than the other. For me, I don't have as good internal rotation, so I feel more of a stretch on my right leg in the back here. We're just sitting up nice and tall. The farther you walk your hands back, the less of a stretch you'll feel. Trying to sit up nice and tall if you can. One more deep breath. Good. Go ahead and we're going to bring both knees up in the air, and we're going to rotate over to that other side. So now my left leg is behind me. Both legs are still in that 90-degree angle. Feet are going to be flexed. And I'm going to have both hands just off to the side, trying to sit up nice and tall so both of my sits bones are still on the ground. Taking nice deep breaths. One more inhale and exhale. Walk your hands back a little bit. We're going to do a little bit of mobility here. So we're just going to transition from one side, knees come up and down to the ground on the other side. We're just going to repeat and do 3 to each side, taking it nice and slow. Trying to get both knees down to the ground. One more each side. And we're actually going to end back in our starting position with our left leg in front, right knee behind. I want you to sit up and bring your right hand over across your left knee. So both hands are in front of your left leg. We've now rotated through our spine. From here, we're going to walk our hands out as far as we can, adding a stretch through our spine. We're going to let our head drop for a few breaths. Inhale and lift your chin up. Walk your hands in so they're both right in front of your leg. Lifting that chin up to the ceiling. Shoulders are pulling away from our ears. and relax. Bring our right hand over to our right side. We're going to switch. From here, we're going to rotate over to the opposite side. So now our right leg is in front, left leg is behind, still in those 90-degree angles. Left hand reaches over to that right side of our leg. Hold on. Gotta find a good angle so you guys can see me. Now both hands are in front of our right leg. And we're gonna start first, walking those hands out, reaching as far forward as you can. Letting your head drop down. One more deep breath here. Walking your hands back up and lifting your chin. Shoulders are pulling away from your ears. Looking up towards the ceiling. We're trying to lengthen through our spine here. And relax now that, bringing our left hand back over towards the center. We're going to bring our left knee in and rolling back up, feet together, knees together. We're just going to do a few gentle rocks side to side, just to kind of reset. Keeping those knees together, feet together. You won't get a lot of motion, that's okay. Next, we're going to transition. We're going to be laying on our stomach. So go ahead and move down all the way to the floor. Laying on your stomach. Feet are going to be together. Hands are going to be right underneath your shoulders. You're going to inhale and exhale, pressing up. Lifting our chest and head off of the ground, keeping our hips pressing firmly into the ground. We're lengthening through our spine. If you can't straighten your arms all the way, feel free to just rest right on your elbows, pulling those ears away from your shoulders, looking up to the ceiling. One more deep breath here. Lowering yourself back down to the ground. Hands are going to be underneath your shoulders. We are going to push up to our hands and knees. I want you to keep your feet together, but I want you to widen your stance so your knees are shoulder width or more apart. And we're going to round and drop our glutes down to our heels, reaching those hands out as far as we can, dropping our forehead down to the ground. We're just going to relax. As we inhale, I want you to feel your belly pressing into your thighs. And as you exhale, I want you to feel your belly pulling away from your thighs. Go ahead and rock gently side to side, shifting your shoulders and your hips. One more rock side to side. Once you're back to the center, you're going to lift up. So you're pressing your hands into the ground. We're going to flip our toes under, straightening our legs, Pressing our heels into the ground, into our downward dog. Pausing for one deep breath before walking your feet into your hands and slowly rolling up one last time. One big shoulder roll back. And you are done with your sunrise stretch. Thank you all for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed all of your stretches and you feel a little bit looser and have a little bit less tension and you're ready to get right into your